It's the first full week of November, and the atmosphere is already showing signs of winter. From a powerful bomb cyclone in the Canadian Maritimes to a major Arctic blast coming in the next 10 days, we've got a lot to talk about. So let's break down what's coming in the next week and a half. If you love following these big weather pattern shifts, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more weather updates. But let's get right on into it. Actually, I want to start here with our bomb cyclone setup here. And actually, let's start off with our radar and satellite projection here. Right now, not much going on across the Canadian Maritimes, but as we go through, actually a nor'easter, at least very close to a nor'easter. Usually we're talking about 100 miles from the coast. This might be a little bit further off the coast than that. This really starts to crank up over the next 24 hours here, right? This is 20 hours from now, so 3 a.m. on Election Day here in the U.S. But obviously we're talking about Canada here. We have this strong low-pressure system that's just barreling towards Nova Scotia and Newfoundland, and this storm really tightens up. I mean, 947 millibars, 946 here actually, going into Newfoundland, and this is going to be producing some very strong winds, very heavy rain, maybe a few snowflakes on the back end here as it's starting to move out, but predominantly going to be a rainmaker across the Canadian Maritimes. More so, maybe Labrador sees a little bit more of the snowflakes there, maybe parts of eastern Quebec, especially with some wraparound snow showers there. But the big story here is going to be the winds. I want to talk about this here. So as the storm comes in, this is 10-meter winds. So this is what we consider our surface winds, and we have these red shadings in here, and that's over 68 knots. So for reference, that's hurricane force wind speeds, sustained wind speeds here across many areas of the Maritimes of Canada. Now, the winds actually onshore probably going to be closer to tropical storm force strength, but that means our gusts are probably still going to be in that hurricane force range. So we're going to be talking about some coastal flooding across many of these areas with strong winds could be causing widespread power outages in many of these areas. So something that we need to watch out for this weekend. The other thing that's going to have an impact here on the United States is that we may see some lower tides in areas along the New England shoreline here. Maybe some coastal flooding here in areas of Cape Cod. Obviously, Cape Cod's a hook, so if you get the winds coming off of the land here, you have the little bay there, and that could get pushed inland on Cape Cod. But overall, much of the Atlantic coastline of Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, even southern Long Island could be getting those waters kind of pushed out by these stronger winds as this system really bombs out or decreases 24 millibars, so 24 units of pressure in less than 24 hours. I did the math earlier. This goes from 981 millibars to 947 in I think like 20 hours, and that's 34 millibars. So we're talking about extreme rapid intensification of this low pressure system as it moves off the coast. So now let's get into our U.S. weather pattern here. Right now we have this system off the coast that we were just talking about. That's the one that's eventually going to bomb out in the Canadian Maritimes. That's part of one of our few shifts in our weather pattern here, these little short waves that we're going to be talking about. The next one is going to be coming on shore of the Pacific Northwest on Wednesday with another little short wave right in here in portions of the Great Lakes. I think we'll see a weaker system across many areas of the eastern Great Lakes and western northeast regions, the interior northeast, and that's actually going to rapidly strengthen into the Maritimes of Canada too, to a lesser degree, but still going to be an impactful storm there, going to push in much more cold air. So anywhere in these blues, the blue line compared to the green is our 540 line, and that's usually our first estimate of where we could see snowfall. I don't think we'll see any snowfall from this system, at least impactful snowfall, but it is a sign that we're going to be seeing colder air. And as this system from the Pacific Northwest makes its way across the country, we'll see another low pressure system set up. Now this one's going to be a little bit further to the north, so again, no snow concerns here, but as it comes through, we'll get another kind of blast of cold air. And this system throughout the middle of next week, I think that one is going to have the best opportunity to have some snow showers in areas of the northern tier of the country. So we're talking about the Dakotas, Minnesota, maybe even areas of the UP of Michigan and Wisconsin. And then as this system moves out across the eastern United States, we'll see this flow right here, generally from the north. And I think as it kind of shifts from the north to the northwest, we could see some wraparound snow showers, maybe some lake effect snow bands, some upsloping snow on the west side of the ridges of the Appalachians as well. So our first real chance is some snowfall as we go into the middle of next week. And we could kind of see this a little bit more on our European ensemble model. This is the percent chance of different precipitation types. So obviously in the green is your rain, your blue is your snow. So as we go throughout the end of this week and into the beginning of next week, our system that's going to be bringing plenty of heavy rainfall throughout many areas of the Pacific Northwest will move into the just the front range of the Rockies in Canada, kind of sweep down, and this is kind of a very typical Alberta Clipper type pattern, and that's going to bring in some light to moderate snow showers across many areas of the Dakotas, Minnesota, through areas of Michigan and Wisconsin as well, and we'll see things kind of wrap up into the Northeast. The main storm system won't be a snowmaker, but on the back side here, I do think we'll see many areas getting at least some flakes, although they probably will not accumulate, but a sign of things to come as winter is slowly approaching. And right now the European model is showing that. This is the actual deterministic European model showing our first system throughout the middle of this week, going to be mostly a rainmaker, maybe some snow showers, and then as we get into the middle of next week, we'll see those snow showers kind of wrap up into portions of the Northeast. I think it's overplaying this secondary low pressure system that moves its way in, but overall I do think we'll see some sort of snowfall the middle of next week, especially in the Northeast, and after that comes a huge dive in our temperature anomalies. So this is our 1 day 2 meter temperature anomaly, and you can see many of these darker blue colors. I mean, that's 10 to 15 degrees below average, and this is our ensemble mean. So it could be lower, it could be warmer. We'll see how things play out, but overall, this is a very strong signal for below average temperatures as we go into the middle to latter half of next week. So something that we need to be looking out for here as we go throughout the rest of this first couple weeks of November. So overall, it seems like winter is knocking on the door right now. Big changes are ahead with that Arctic blast possible, some early snow chances. But first, we have to get through this first week of November, that bomb cyclone in the Maritimes of Canada. That I'll be watching closely. But in terms of our U.S. news, if you need any more updates on potential snow chances, that Arctic outbreak, when you need to pack that winter coat, be sure to stay tuned here by subscribing and clicking that bell so you never miss another weather update. But make sure to stay warm over the next 2 weeks, bundle up if you need to, and I'll see you guys again very soon.